Welcome. Yes, what a beauty. Literally, it says on the cover, American Beauty. But no pun intended. Just take a look at this piece of artwork. It doesn't have the group name, you know, that's on the back. Grateful Dead. Some of these lettering are very hard to read. Anywho, this is the first one I bought, and a few days ago I was inspired by the, going back in on all that, Americano, that's what I call it in short, as a genre, It's folky, it's traditional, it's based on country and bluegrass and whatnot, early banjo stuff even, I don't know, horn music, soul. Did I mention blues? But it's the real deal, it's Crosby, Still, Nash and Young we're talking about. It's Bob Dylan. It's who am I forgetting? The big ones. We're talking about the Grateful Dead. So enough said. The list is long. It's a longer. Dr. John. So enough said. Very old school. I just remembered Louisiana also is a great part of this. Not this particularly. I don't know. So this is what the video is about. And no, we are not forgetting the band. It's just like I got blocked big time. Huge problemo. This kind of red. You don't want to. It's not good. Total block down, as Chop Chop said, or something like that in Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Anywho, Dorothy, we are not in Kansas anymore. We are starting today, or I am. Maybe you will join me. I'm hoping, because this is important to me if you have not discovered yet. Because I'm doing these because I love music. Maybe too much, and that's not possible, so that's just a joke. We will have to figure out how we can, I can upload some band content. So we will get back to it, But I let's just say I chucked two half-hour videos in the garbage bin because they're not usable in any way, shape, or form. It's very odd to me. It reminds me of King Crimson uploading. All of a sudden, it's just like total red, going from it's A-OK all over the globe, no middle ground. You can't get a middle one, an orange triangle. It's like some countries it's not good, and some countries it's okay. This was not the point. Anywho, I'm gonna figure it out. Hopefully. In the meantime, we will be jumping in the hopefully, apropos blocking, the Grateful Dead, rabbit hole. In my, it's one of those groups. I almost dropped it, but didn't. Grateful Dead, up to this point, this week, I can say, for me was one of those. Yeah, I know they are maybe the most important group, part of the most important piece of rock history for some. It has a cult following, as we call it, and loads of record store day, limited, expensive editions, live concerts. I noticed in through years a specific one, something Europe Live 72, I think. So that must be a real important album, because that one have every decade landed on my radar, and I was thinking, I don't know, maybe that's a bit too far from Kansas, Am I ready to smoke the big pipe? And that was while I was listening to even the Mars Volta a lot, and Frank Zappa, and the weird Frank Zappa albums. I got 50 Frank Zappa CDs, original, something like that. Huge collection, and love it. And I'm into all kind of Miles Davis, but the 70 albums, I got loads of in my collection also. So maybe all that combined was that finally I said to myself, going back, and excuse my language, I'm from Denmark, I convinced myself a week ago, yeah, you gotta try it. You need something new, old school, goat on your radar. You need something to. You know what I'm talking about. You gotta keep, if you're a vinyl collector, for example, you're gonna keep it interesting. It would drag if you are going out watching for records, in my opinion, if you didn't have a goal, just a little goal, that would be tedious. I don't know. Maybe I don't have a choice. Maybe that's how my brain is working. Anywho, let's give this a go. And no, it's not a first reaction, because when I finally bought it and said to myself, yes, we're gonna start with this one. This one was, I found out, very, very celebrated. And also it had I read, it's not like every album sounds like this. This is the more folky, I don't know, because I only heard this one. I was about to say compared to the other, but I guess that was what I read. Maybe more melodic, maybe more country, maybe more something like that. But it's still kind of a first reaction, because this is blowing my mind. Let's give it a go, and let's talk about it. I have a sneaky suspicion that we will, if this is cool, not getting blocked, we will. Immediately it reminds me of George Harrison's solo. Even the voice kind of. But man, what do you want me to do for you to see you through? Especially that part. vocals are like, every instrument is crystal clear. This is the sound of perfection. Mind blowing. I never Yeah, it's done. That's the next one. Oh my God. You know, as I said in the number, that's the sound of perfection. This is, you know, it's easy to describe because it's that good. It's also very hard to you feel a certain kind of pressure, because I know when I'm talking about music in that caliber, you know, category, on that level, I immediately get feel some kind of pressure, because the worst thing, in my opinion, would be not doing them right, so to speak, reviewing, talking about. Okay. The short, the most clear way for me to describe what I'm experiencing, for the first time this week, and still is blown over in the mind, is nothing short than it is in the category of discovering. Discover, as I was hard to say. Do keep in my mind I'm from Denmark, as I always says. Yeah, no pun intended. This is like discovering Beatles, for the first time. Every instrument and vocal, that's also an instrument, would somebody say very quickly, but every instrument is crystal, like in crystallas, cleares, as they say in the Vatican. Crystal cleares. Yeah, they do. No, I don't know. It's like also discovering Beach Boys' Pet Sound, or what's that album, or I rather listen to this than The Dark Side of the Moon, for example. I don't own it and I don't miss it. I heard it. That was one of my first GOAT LPs, and that's on the shelf right now. It's a timeout. I don't think it holds in for me. It's kind of boring to listen to today, and that has to do also with the vocal. Never been the biggest fan of the vocal in Pink Floyd, but this, again, back to this. This is just a pure perfection. Even the vocal is tippy top. I did not expect that from, Grateful Dead. I was expecting something more chillax, but this for me is proper gold nugget voiceage. Reminds me of George Harrison, his first big solo album. Funny enough, he looks like a member from something like this on the cover, sitting in his backyard, black and white picture almost, looking like a garden gnome. So, and even the melody sounded like it came out of that album, And but yeah, as I said, every single instrument I heard on the album, because I heard the whole album through once, but I was flabbergasted over how clear it is, and yeah, so if you never heard the remaster, go for that one. I will recommend. That's also my first version of it. I'm guessing it's remastered, but you can hear the bass picking. You can hear it's like, it sounds like the most clear version you will ever get on a vinyl. Enough said. I never heard an album sound better than this. That was also something I could say. It has Revolver Remaster Deluxe quality written all over it. I'm not kidding. It's one of those, and it's even cheap. You can get this for no money. I bought it on the German Amma, and then some. So if you buy for a few bucks, you get it delivered for free. So that's as a no-brainer. It would be the best album you could buy as a gift to anybody who likes great music and still don't have it in the collection. It would be a great surprise, I imagine. For me, it was fantastic. And it also goes back to a conversation I have had a couple of times on my channel previously around collecting and the fun of it, and going with your gut feeling when your guts are telling you to, yeah, man, check it. And your eyes maybe, or half of your brain are saying, I don't know, maybe that's a bit too hippy-dippy. What will be the next? Or you're gonna waste your money. It's gonna be a dud. You can always go and listen for a sample if you want to keep it safe. Go on YouTube, full album, and then just listen to some, few seconds from some tracks or what you need. But you can also, the fun version is just to jump in blind and trust your gut, and just go for it. Then if it's really good, the surprise will be even greater, and maybe that's more fun. I don't know. So that's just the way I do sometimes. I actually bought a record today, and I never heard 1 second, and that was also a group that has kept taunting me, and I never dived into it before now, and still not yet, but now I made the purchase, and it's so new that I'm sure it's called King Crimson, and some lizard toad, whatever, lizard gizzard. And I bought a very popular album from them, something with ice in the title. And that will be a huge, I can feel it already in my bones. That will be some sort of maybe we should do that in a video, because that will be the very first second I will ever hear. I just looked at the cover and said, yeah, my gut said, if you don't like this, I don't know nothing. So we will get back to that when it arrives. That would be like a very, very, very first. This was first-ish. Second, third. Now I actually think I heard the album twice. Yeah, so that must be the third. And I'm gonna hear it again today, maybe more than twice, because two thumbs up. And what is happening, if this is good to go and don't get blocked, I imagine that I will buy more stuff, and the way I do it when I'm going all in, I just start from A to Z. So we will go back and get the first album and the second and so forth, if it's possible. Maybe not listen to every single track, but you never know. You never know. Let's see how it goes. As I said, man, thank you for watching. You know I love you. This was a great a box of What was it? Box of rain. I was about to say box of sunshine. That's not even close. Yeah, it's weather. But yeah, didn't sound like rain. It sounded like a box of sunshine, funny enough. Man alive, that's good. Okay, one question before I go, before I leave you. Let this comment section concentrate on, if anybody writes anything, if it's possible, I would love to hear what genre you are using for Grateful Dead, you know. At this point, I don't know. I don't have one. I could Americano. Yeah. I'm holding on to that. Unless anybody else are telling me that's a coffee. That's only a coffee. That's not music, man. I don't know. Please tell me. Until next time, as I said, I think, have a great day. You know I love you, and domo, arigato for watching, you know. Yeah, we're not in Kansas anymore.